All right, we are on video 3 of our series, How to Create Your Own Weight Loss Plan for Success. Video 1 was just me kind of high level going over why all the things you've done in the past have probably not been successful because they're cookie cutter approaches. And oftentimes it's a far leap from where you currently are to the ideal situation. The second video was us establishing your baseline. So for 2 solid weeks before you ever get to this video, you've been collecting data on you, what you eat, how often you eat, how much you're moving your body, treats, alcohol, eating out experiences, 2 weeks of robust content for us to dive through. So now that you have that 2 weeks of content and you know roughly how many calories you're eating, what we want to do is segment out that content that you've collected or that data that you've collected. So where I see if people are struggling with hitting a calorie target, it's normally coming down to a couple big buckets. So on a separate sheet of notebook paper, what you would want to do is go through your 2 weeks and find out a couple things. One, how much alcohol are you drinking? How many times are you going out in a week? How many times are you having wine at night? How many alcoholic beverages are you having? So let's say you go through week 1 and week 2 and you find your average is 10. Maybe you're having 10 in a week, right? So that gives us that information from which to move forward. Then the other thing is, how much are you eating out, ordering in, going out with coworkers for lunch, hitting the drive-through, picking up pizza for the family. So eating out is a highly caloric event that will cause a lot of people not to hit their calorie targets. So how much are you eating out in a week? That again is a baseline to show improvement, reduction in calories coming from eating out or changing up how you eat out in order for the calories to be manageable. Now the third area is treats, and I want to just clarify this because I think treats versus snacks can get confusing for a lot of people. Treats are the foods that you struggle to control yourself around. Treats do not have to be brownies and cake. It can be pretzels, chips, crackers. I've seen some people, even extremely aged cheese is a treat. They can eat the entire block. So it depends on your personal preferences. Some people are more savory, salty. Some people are more sweet and prefer the pastries and things like that. So treats are foods that you struggle to control the quantity. You can't just have a serving of cheese. You have to have the whole block of cheese. You can't have a serving of chips. You want the whole bag of chips, and it's constantly calling to you. It's like hard to turn off the mental noise around it. A snack, on the flip side of that, is a well thought out thing that is for basically to help you continue on. It's to sustain you. So a cup of yogurt and blueberries may not feel like that crazy pull in your head. So it would not be a treat, it would be a snack, right? So going back through your treats, maybe you're noticing around in the middle of the afternoon you're having a soda. Might be considered a treat. You're having a bag of candy, or you're grabbing a fistful of candies, or you're grabbing handfuls of nuts. Whatever those random things are, we want to tally those up. How many treats on average are you either having for the week or for the day? Going back over your 14 days of collected data, right? Then you want to assess your fitness. Go back through your 14 days. How much are you moving your body? Are you only taking 2 5-minute walks on average per day, maybe going to 1 Zumba class? Well, write that down at your baseline from which to move forward with your physical fitness. So you've got calories, alcohol, eating out, you've got your treats assessed, and your physical movement assessed. These are all great toggle switches to start making progress. Now, if your weight stayed stable during the 2 weeks, let's assume whatever calories you ended up with for right now are your maintenance calories. If your goal is to lose weight and you want to drop them a couple hundred to make some progress, the question is of those buckets we just discussed, what are you willing to change? So you might say, I'm having 10 alcoholic beverages a week. I might be willing to scale that down a little bit and take off 1 eating out situation, or maybe I'm willing to meal plan a little bit differently so I can actually have dinners that fall in a slightly lower calorie range. Looking for one area of improvement to help create that calorie deficit, okay? The other thing, if you assess where you were the first 2 weeks, if your weight was going up, which indicates you're probably eating above maintenance. Maybe you struggle with binge eating. Maybe you're just overeating and not even realizing it. Your first goal might be to get to your maintenance calories. So if somebody started at their maintenance calories and their goal is to lose weight, they're obviously going to be able to take a deficit. If you're eating in excess of your maintenance calories, your first goal might be just to get to maintenance calories, to stabilize your weight so you're not consistently going up, right? If you lost weight in the first 2 weeks, that sometimes can be a byproduct of just writing down what you do because you're so hyper aware of it. And so ultimately what you want to do at that point is, again, assess your habits, the ones we just talked about, and decide, okay, what of these do I want to start making improvements so I can continue to lose weight and continue to make progress. If your goal was initially to maintain, you might want to bump up your calories a little bit if that was your initial goal from doing this assignment, but I doubt that's going to be many people. So I'm just going to go with the assumption that weight loss is the goal for most of us that are doing this practice. So what are we going to do? Break everything down into buckets. We're going to tally up how many times these things are happening in the 2-week time frame. We're going to make a goal for ourselves to either keep or to alter those habits and to possibly reduce calories to either get us down to maintenance or maybe below maintenance so we can start making some progress. Now, in my next video, we're going to talk about how to know how much is too much change, and we're going to begin to kind of learn how to assess when we can add new changes in. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.